Hello, everybody.
No, D-Rock, not you. Not you. Yes, hello. I hope everyone is doing okay. Let me just have a quick look at what was said. Yes, this is more of my wonderful Satisfaction Factory. So I'm sorry, psychologist. Yes, the reward for Satisfactory is a lot. Yes, but yeah. So what's happening tonight is like we've been out all day. Having a lovely time, honestly. Went and played some board games with Lynn Squiggly and Hobbytan, which was all very nice and lovely. But it kind of took a bit out of Snipe. So I'm just gonna do some lazy streaming. I'm just gonna carry on playing Satisfactory. On my the save that I started, a bit ago. So it'll be a bit of a jump since you've last seen it, but it's not exactly like there's a narrative to keep track of. I'll show you a rough thing of what's been going on, in it, so you know what's happening. Oh. Apparently yesterday they announced what was going to be in the big update 6 of Satisfactory. I did not notice that. I will have a look at that later. Oh, this is where I realised that the thing is not set up properly. Oh no, you should pick it up. Come on, OBS, show me that you can find the video game. I say that as if the game started up. But yeah, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything, any news to update you folks on. Oh, when I finish the stream, I will be setting live a new mailbag video. So if you desperately wanted another half an hour of listening to my dulcet tones, that will be available. That is offered. If that's a thing you want. But yes. Trying to keep on top of the backlog of those. Once this one's up, we've got 2 more recorded and currently no packages. So if we get those up in the next couple of weeks, then we'll be back on top. Because oof, wonderful problem to have, lovely problem, no complaints, but it is still that was okay. I saw the notification pop up. And then it took a while for the sound to play. That was weird. But Anachromec, thank you for the resub for 24 months. Thank you very much. Wondering if you've seen the new Leaves of Votan lore Warhammer community put out a couple of days ago, and if you had any thoughts on it. I am really intrigued by it. I'm okay. Sorry, I actually realised I will turn the volume up for this a smidge. Just because there's without the wonderful Longfang here. There's not quite, hearing the sounds of the game would be a little bit of an improvement. Isn't stuff. Yes, Mutante, thank you. We did, in fact, open that in the last video we recorded, which will take a few weeks at minimum before it comes out, I'm afraid. But yes, it is very cool. Without wanting to spoil it for people, I'm very much looking forward to having a shot at painting some of those. I've got some interesting ideas. They're very cool. Bill said, "Oh yes, the new squat stuff. Yeah, I'm genuinely really interested to see what they're doing because it's like a nice original piece of information that's not just you know reheated old lore. It's like something new and interesting for them, which I'm really in favor of. But anyway, yes." You should not be there. But yes, so this is the factory that I've been working on. As you can see, the walls are only partially built. But yeah, let me think. Where am I? So I'm most of the way through phase 3 at the moment. So that means, yeah, I'm just kind of shipping through that. And I've kind of got the infrastructure set up to build everything. I'm now basically at the point where it's just figuring out where the weaknesses are in things and expanding those, because I sort of have built most things in this factory as opposed to the last one. With the idea that everything can be expanded upon and to try and keep things nice and simple. I've tried to keep it as minimal spaghetti as possible, although around this it gets pretty spaghetti-ish, but that's because this is like my main warehouse building where everything comes in, so that I've got supplies of a little bit of everything. And just to get that many conveyor belts coming in here that also have to split off and go to other places, and not being able to do that all at once has led to it being a little bit messy on the outside, but it's okay. Like, I mean, how often do I even look down here at this absolute fucking nonsense? It looks neat on the inside, and that's all that really matters. But spaghetti is pretty. Yes, but it is also hard to keep track of, which is the main issue. But yeah, so yeah, slowly building out. I've built several more buildings since the last time you saw. I'm sort of trying to connect them by these little arches, which I thought would be quite fun. But yeah, so about to learn how to build monorails, and yeah. Yeah, it's not really actually that much to show, really, because it's mostly just a bunch of buildings that have a lot of complicated things inside of them. Although I have got my a lot of refineries doing their shit over there. Actually, that was what I... okay. And yeah, okay, so I need a bunch of plastic and a bunch of things. I need to... Basically, my first job is to upgrade this pipeline for oil to the higher things. So yeah, okay, cool. How is Snipe after Massive Talent? Yes, we went to go and see... we went to see the movie. Do you want to give a one-word...
I will give a one-sentence description
of the movie Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
I cried the entire time. It made me want to be a better person. It was incredible. It has a 204% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Also, being celebrated Chilean American actor Jose Pedro Gomez de Vasco.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Good work, dear. Yeah, as you can hear Snipe's voice is a bit ragged. But yes, I can confirm that it is a good movie.
No one would trust me if I said it, but you have to go like, no.
Well, yeah, yes, because you are, and I say this with no judgment, somewhat biased. What did you just throw at me? You threw a white chocolate egg at me. Okay, well, I'm gonna eat it now. Yes. I could not tell you, Psychologist. I have not played the demo for it yet. Okay, so let's just upgrade all of this shit. But yeah, no, it is a very fun film. I can definitely say that it is worth a watch. Okay. Oh yeah, I got my jetpack, which, oh man, did I miss this jetpack. Although one of the fun things is that because I've started in the different starting area, because there's 4 different starting areas, if I remember correctly, for this game. And so the one that I played through with the save with Longfang was in like a nice verdant green rolling hills, and so doing it in the desert is very interesting, especially because, like, yeah, this is just one world map, so like I have physically been to this area in the other save, which is very fun. Amanda Wibian. Treated myself to a Lego jet today, and it's a very odd joint between the body and cockpit, and all I could think of while doing it was, wow, we would love talking about this in a video. I am a type. Nah, I had to, thinking of toys, I had to exercise a lot of restraint today. Because, yeah, I went into Nottingham. To go and see, like I say, go and see Lynn and Hobby. And play some games. And went into toy shops and stuff, and was seeing some Transformers going for cheaper than I thought. And I'm like, I can't afford it. There was also Grogu's on sale, but you need to not be using your voice. Let it rest. And throwing more eggs at me. Where did that egg land? There, that egg land. I have a. Stop throwing eggs! Stop! No! Stop it! Bad! No! Because I'll miss one and I'll squish it. Stop it! If you want to give me eggs, you give me eggs, goddammit! I will take the eggs from you! That's it. No. The eggs are gone now. I have all of the eggs. These are my eggs now. You may have 1 egg.
2.
Okay, you can have 2 eggs because you're pretty. Don't push it.
I don't like the number 3.
Don't trust you. Get out of here. I'm trying to do a live stream for the people.
Just gonna get rid of your rubbish. Like a good person.
Okay. No one can see what is happening. No. Stay away from the eggs. This does not play well for radio. Stop it. Be gone. Leave. No. Away with yous. Let me do the streaming. Anyway. Sorry about that, everybody.
Egg fascist.
Really? Really? Anyway. Anyway, I now have a lot of white chocolate eggs, I guess. Unofficial Wib is a fabulous artist and enjoyed to commission. I highly recommend Public's able to tweet what he has drawn. Bless the secret. Oh, bless you. Thank you very much. There is no excuse for this behavior. Thank you, Dark Souls 2 apologist, for the bits. Thank you. Well, yeah, I'm very. I'm completely thrown off my kilter now. What the fuck was I doing? Oh yeah. I was using the thing as a segue to just mention, yeah. To say, stop throwing eggs.
Longfang sent me a message telling me to stop throwing eggs, so I had to throw one more.
That doesn't make any sense. Hush now. Let me do the stream. Stop being belligerent.
Peace.
Okay. Now get out of here. Anyway, what was I going to say?
You love me.
Yeah, stop doing things that require you to use your voice. Rest your goddamn voice. And stop banging. People can only hear you. Nobody's getting full context. This is not good entertainment. Anyway. Don't let her know that, Prime B. Hush. Anyway, yes. My point were the thing was saying yes. Saw plenty of nice Transformers. Enable snipe money for egg. Thank you, Agnes. I wonder who that could be. Thank you, Shanus. But yeah, no. Yes, what I was getting to was yes. So the reason why there is and timing a new donation thing is just because, oh boy, this month has been a bad one. Which turns out to be real cool because, you know, if you're not in the UK, we're having a cost of living crisis. It's fucking bad. Obviously no pressure, but if you're enjoying the stream and you fancy like throwing a few dollars in, I'm not going to say no. It will help feed us.
I'll throw an egg.
I'm sitting there going, okay, how much of a dancing monkey am I willing to be to eat? And I'm like, quite a bit. It turns out I do like food. But as I say, no pressure or anything. It's just there, and it's going to be. It's like till the end of the month. It's not like an urgent thing. But anyway, but do not fret. Anyway, so now I have replaced all this because, yeah, I was having problems with not enough oil being able to get down my tube. So now my tube is girthy enough to accept all this fluid, so that's good. Hey, Brody. It happens when you get older. Yeah, I know, you just can't get enough down your tube. Okay, so now I've got that all geared up. That should make things a little simpler. Now, the next job is to go to the second things that I always forget the name of. It's like a type of engine, I believe, for phase 3, and find out what I can do to speed up that process, because that's the one that's really dragging. 100 packets of mini eggs to the PO box. Now, straight up, I'm not going to complain about that. Mini eggs are fucking delicious. Oh, Prime B. That's... I hope your spine is okay, because that doesn't sound like a good thing for a spine to be doing, no matter how good it feels. Throw off the yoke of oppression. Thank you, Modhale. Thank you very much.
Advice.
That is some cracking advice. Now, rest your voice. Be good. While I eat this egg. Oh, by the way, I just want to say thank you, Modhale, for the package that we were able to finally open. Due to its nature, we couldn't like show off too much of it in the actual video because there were so many little pieces that we would definitely have lost everything. But I want everyone to know it was a lot of pieces. You will see it, of course, but it'll just be a couple of weeks. Right, okay. Let's just jam a bunch of motors in there for now, and then we'll trace the thing back, and we'll see where the holdup is. That'll be something resembling entertaining. It'll have the same texture as a live stream. Okay, right. Oh no. The Pelican Train Vor. Thank you, Pelican Train Vor. I wonder who that is. Could it potentially be someone that I saw not a few hours ago? Who may know, who may tell. Okay, so it's the engines that are the things that are taking a while. And it's the stators that are causing those to be slower. Yeah, the rotors are fine. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, hey, someone just bought a Mothman t-shirt. Oh, thank you, whoever bought the Mothman t-shirt. I'll just pop these in here, because that'll mean they'll go where they're needed. Okay, so stators, and they're built down here, so I assume it is... Yeah, it's the steel pipes. Okay, so, yeah, it's steel pipes. Okay, let's go over to the steel pipe facility. Yeah. Boop, boop. And yes, we will not help. At some point this year, we're going to have to do like a big stock take of all of the related things and try and figure out the best way to like. So obviously we want to play with the stuff, but also we want to be able to make like a video out of it and trying to figure out the best way of like representing all of the things that have been sent in, like. But yeah. You're welcome. Now take one. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Titan. Montalban chest appreciator. Thank you. The amount is relevant. We very much appreciate it, regardless. As does Ricardo Montalban's incredibly handsome chest. What was I doing? Oh yes, I overshot because I was talking about things. My stop's coming, gotta go. Enjoy Sexily Uncanny. Yes, yes, and it was good to see you earlier, Lynn. And thank you, and you have a relaxing rest of your day. Okay, so this side is the steel beams, so it's on this side. So that's producing, and that's... Alright, so I don't need any more of those, I just need to be producing more of this. Just more this. Alright, okay. See, this is the fun where you just, like... You start at one end and then you follow it back. You go, okay, so which is the item that's the problem? Okay, and this is this, and then this is this, and then this is this. Okay, so... Okay, so it's... To produce at full capacity, I will need more iron ore coming in. Okay, right. Okay, I see the issue. Get rid of that. Didn't want that type of window there. Oh, oh. Cheers, Prime B. I was just about to ban them. Thank you very much. If you ever want some expansion or additions to stuff I said, please give me a shout. I'm happy to supply. Thank you very much, Mondale. You are very, very generous. As are just basically all of you. You are ridiculous. Oh. Thank you so much, Samus. That is very... I was just saying how generous you people are. I've got an egg in my mouth. Ow. I'm trying to quickly eat the egg. Thank you very, very much for Snipe and the egg purr. Couldn't believe he's got a 6. No. Thank you very much. Thank you. Process. I can't process. If people are either hurling money or eggs at me, I can't. Everything is a lot. Oh, and now Snipe is giving me a kiss. That is nice. Okay. So what I need to do is rework how that gets in there. All right. So, trying to think of the best way. Because I guess actually, I mean, Is that Mark 4? Okay, that'll be what. That's one way to improve it. Is just to get that to be better. All right. Okay. I think actually what I had going there was probably actually the most sensible way. So you know, I fucked up, I guess, but in a way that doesn't matter. Alright, so let me hook that back up, and then I need to go and build... it's uglier than last time. Good. Watch some good old sci-fi, Quatermass 2. Oh, nice. I still keep I've just have not got around to watching Quatermass 2 yet. I keep meaning to. Like, I have a billion other things I keep meaning to watch. Alright, okay. I need to go and get some of the right things. Okay, I've got a little thing that creates it in here. Quatermass 2, mass harder. Does Quatermass 2 have any monsters made of tripe in it? Snipe. That's making a lot of noise. It's okay. Okay. Right then, let's go and upgrade all those conveyor belts, and then that should help a little bit. Okay. Kind of reminds me of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Oh, interesting. I literally do not know what it's about. So... Okay, so that's going in like that. Okay, well... What was it that was making it not work properly? Because that's basically the same setup. I mean, granted, it's got a slightly faster conveyor belt, but, like, not enough to make that much of a difference. There must have been, like, it must have been one of those cases where there was a tiny sliver, like, here or something, because sometimes it happens where it's actually, like, a Mark 1 conveyor belt, and it was making it split apart in a weird way. Weird. Quatermass 2 has the government subverting people with corn for the benefit of Marmite. Okay. Cool. Very. You see, one of the things I love about old sci-fi is that it just doesn't know how to be normal. It's like just fucking weird all the time in the most weird, in the most interesting ways, because there wasn't like the same level of convention established about like what is sci-fi, how does it work. So they have a lot of interesting like ideas. Okay, right. I do need to clean up all these power poles, but I was just throwing them down because I've got the better ones now. I need to just completely rip all of that out and repower everything in a less nightmarish way. But you know, that's not right now. Or it's like Star Trek and creates all the tropes. Yeah, see, that's the interesting thing when it comes to like old sci-fi, is that there are the things that have established the tropes. And then the big things you get your Star Trek and let's upgrade this. You get your Star Trek, your Star Wars, even things like Doctor Who that like set trends and establish norms. But the actual like the stuff made, you can see like these things catch on, and when you read stuff from before any of these things are established, you tend to start seeing some interesting stuff. Okay.
Skulls for the skull throne!
Oh, thank you, Dark Souls 2 apologist. Thank you very much. It is most appreciated, and it's very strange because Snipe cannot shout at me right now, and yet she tries. Okay, I think I see what I can do here. So basically, there's not enough being fed into this one chain anymore. So what I need to do is hook this up to this one. So I might as well actually... It's that thing where you're just trying to do it like the least messy way possible. Which is not always possible. But we do what we can. That bug and I ended up skanking to a Scarban. Oh, I am glad to hear that. It is always a good day when skanking is done. If you want some fairly early sci-fi representation of trans visibility, the short story called Day Million, where the main character is a trans woman that's a professional singer that lives underwater thanks to her gills and naturally smells like peanut butter. That is a lot to take in as a description at one time. I am being... I feel like this stream is Wib is bombarded with a lot of different feelings at once. If it's not people being very generous, it's sci-fi where people smell like peanut butter, or it's my wife throwing eggs at me. It is a lot. Alright, okay, that's actually, that's backing up, which is good. You want it to back up. Actually, oh, that, okay, that's an issue. Okay, I think I have located, one of many tiny little issues. Okay. Which is that the conveyors going up and down here are of a lower spec than I would normally have them. So even when things are getting a lot of stuff fed into them theoretically, it can't necessarily feed them into it quick enough to actually affect it too much. Okay, right, well that should speed things up a smidge. Earlier my mum told me that her and dad were really enjoying watching Sequestered. I misheard and got very confused as to what possessed my parents to watch Sequest DSV. I'll tell you what will possess someone to watch Sequest DSV, because it's... okay, it's not a good show, but it is a fascinating show. I say as someone who has watched the entire thing relatively recently. Alright. Okay. I think what's happening here is that I do need to do the whole ripping out all of these terrible power poles so that I can fill out this space with good power poles. Okay. Okay. Okay, right, so we feed that to that one, and... okay, that one needs powering as well. Doot. Any more of these, or is that everything? Alright. Okay, now they're powered. They're powered, although... oh yeah, of course, because my main power generation, well, some of my... actually, I suppose it is my main power generation at this point, is powered over here. So that did make sense that was still powered. I was like, how is half of this working? Anyway. Yeah, that worked out a lot better. And after tidying it up, it was like, oh, I replaced, like there was like 5 power poles with just 1. Okay. You watch Sequest DSV because there's hardly any underwater sci-fi, and you can only rewatch The Abyss so many times. This is true. I do actually legitimately quite like Sequest DSV. It's an interesting show. Like, it is deeply flawed and it's very silly, and someone who is better at writing video essays than I am, I think, could do a very interesting discussion about the theology of Sequest DSV, because the show is weirdly committed to, like, showing spirituality in it in various forms. It's definitely discount TNG. Oh, 100%. It's Star Trek but wet. Like, they straight up like, oh, we're gonna go and visit this anomaly. Like, honestly, you would barely have to change the plot to make it be in space. Well, I say the plot, the script more accurately for like most of the episodes. It's wild. Boop and boop. I apologize for it's like, oh, like first time commenter, and you came in here to me talking about wet Star Trek. My apologies. Oh yeah, I need to upgrade those to that. Alright, and then we pop the splitters on there. Boop, boop. But yeah, no, I like... Sequest DSV is half buoyed by just having a lot of very fun actors to watch in it. So even when they're speaking absolute bollocks, they do so with a professionalism that's quite entertaining. But all sci-fi content fails in comparison to the masterpiece that is Zardoz. You know, I have never actually seen Zardoz. I've seen bits of it, but I've never got around to actually watching it. I know, how can I put this delicately? Without wanting to put too fine a point on it, I know that the movie does get a little bit... a little bit, maybe a little too fond of talking about like sexual assault, and like that's something which I find deeply uncomfortable in movies. So it kind of puts me off watching it. That doesn't mean good or bad, but you know, it's just something that I personally find very uncomfortable. I've observed as well as I'm still scarred. Oh, I put that wrong, didn't I? Ah, God. Okay. I'm having one of these moments. I'm having a moment. Okay, there we go. All is fine. All is well. Yeah, that was weird. Okay, cool. But what are they discovering? What's the episode-to-episode premise? Is it just like Monsters of the Deep, or goes looking forward? No one has explained Sequest to me. My education is lacking. Okay, Sequest. Basically, it's set in a near future in which mankind has basically figured out how to like comfortably live beneath the ocean. Well, that's a bit of tight clearance there. I didn't notice that. And they are basically keeping the peace and doing science, because the ship Sequest was originally designed as a like big research ship, and it was later pressed into military service. So it sort of has to both keep the peace between all of these different factions that control different parts of the ocean, sort of doing the diplomacy like aspect of like TNG. but it is also being used for science shit and like investigating weird things in the ocean, which means that effectively it's doing Star Trek looking at weird nebulas and anomalies, but like wet. It's like I say, it's a very interesting show, and it has its good moments, and it has its good characters. Fuck, I forgot the actor's name. He was in Jaws, but he plays the captain for most of the show's run, and he's just a really warm presence to it. Also, Megatron voices a dolphin, so that's good. Roy Scheider. Yeah, there we go. And don't forget the first thing, they had an actual ocean guy delivering messages about science. Yeah, there was like an educational aspect to it, which is really cool. And also, the special effects for the dolphin are actually really, really decent. Like, I assumed from like my memory, I was like, so yeah, most of the time, like the dolphin's quite often a puppet, but I assumed there was a real dolphin. But then it was like, no, there isn't a single shot in it where it is a real dolphin. It's always a puppet, or CGI on some occasions. This should buy you a whole sack of bread and maybe even 1 apples. Thank you, Hobby. Thank you. And that is every part about that, from the name you used, Medieval Border Force, is a deep cut reference to in-jokes of us playing games earlier today. Oh, and hey, Longfang, I did not see you in there. But yeah, anyway, yeah, the point is, Sequest DSV is worth watching at least a few episodes, although figuring out how to watch it, I think, is a bit of a bugger. It's not particularly the easiest thing to find online. I have only been able to watch all of it because Shanus had bought the entire DVD run and then and watched it, and then gave it to me, and then I watched it, and then I've given it to my dad, who is currently watching through it. But yeah, no, I have a soft spot for Sequest. I cannot deny it. It's not good, but it's charming, I guess is the way to put it. But yeah, no. But yes, thank you, Bobby. I can't remember if I said. Just a really thank you, everybody. And thank you for just hanging out. I do really appreciate it. See question of vote. It was a warship converted into a science ship. Well, strictly speaking, it was a science ship converted into a warship converted into a science ship. Well, converted into a dual science / kind of warship. It's a whole thing. Oh yeah, that is that is a good point, Shannon. Yes, on the official DVD release of Sequest DSV, there's like 2 episodes missing. Because they just accidentally duplicated a couple of episodes on the DVD. Because, of course. Because every element of Sequest has to be just a little bit incompetent. Okay, shit. No, okay, so I've solved... Or my fiddling has solved the engine issue. So now the thing that is running low is rubber. Okay, right then. So let's go and look at rubber production. That'll be exciting, won't it? Everyone will have fun whilst I look at my rubber production. Don't mind me. Just make the number odd to fuck with people. Oh, bless you. Bless you, Longfang. You didn't have to do that, but thank you. Oh. Oh, thank you, Hans, for the resub. Lurking is playing Valheim with Grox. Oh, you enjoy playing Valheim. You enjoy it. Yeah, you also take care, Hobby. Take care, Hobby. who went home with 2 giant squishmallows today, and I think we can all say that that is a good thing. What am I looking at? Isn't it canon that the ship is built with weird lost ocean technology, despite the people involved still being alive? No, they do go to. They do find Atlantis shit though. That is just a part of Sequest DSV lore. Okay. That's why I'm running low on it. It's because I'm backed up with excess oil. Because that's a problem that you have in this, is too much. Okay. Right, so I should convert. Let's make a few refineries, which means I've got to get the resources to it. Okay, right. Just you know, satisfactory things, solving a problem, and then going back and fixing it. Atlantis not being in Sequest would be weird. Oh yeah, it does find a way to do Atlantis. They also meet Neptune. And they straight up talk about the story about how...
Skulls for the skull
Oh,
throne!
heck. The uneven number was annoying me. All is right with the world again. Thank you, Willow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. You lovely buggers. You lovely buggers. But what was I saying? Yes, they go. They meet Neptune and they talk about the story. It is Neptune and not fuck. What's the? Because one's Roman, one's Greek. There's Neptune and what's the fucking other sea god? I know they're functionally the same thing, but what's the other one called? Or are they both just called Neptune? Poseidon. That's the one. Yeah, that. Just a wall of Poseidons. No. Oh, and thank you for the sub as well, Willow. Thank you. But yeah, they either meet Neptune or Poseidon. I can't remember which one. I mean, like I say, they're the same entity, really. But I can't remember which one they specify. But anyway, they Longfang is a git. It's just donated $3. Thank you. But anyway, yeah, they do the whole thing with him, and they talk that like they go okay, and they tell the whole story about how he like forces himself on I think immortal woman. And then his wife gets so mad that she, like, curses the woman. And it's like, and you go, wow, okay, we're doing this. We're talking about this in this bright, happy show. And then once they've done that, they then, like, have a sort of, we're going to romantically get this couple back together. And it's like, fucking hell. No. Petrol station eggs for Wib. Oh, God. Oh, God. Not petrol station eggs. I've got white chocolate eggs, if that's okay. But thank you for the number to make it awkward in everyone's brain. So they ripped off an episode of Star Trek: The Animated Series. Oh, Sequest DSV. And I don't know why this stream is just Wib talks about Sequest DSV. Like, from top to bottom. That's just what happened. Wib got story Medusa? Of course, yeah. It's fucking Medusa. It's been a little while since I watched these episodes. I think the last time I watched that episode, it was for an episode of Men with Funny Heads that we were going to do, and then I was like, oh, we probably shouldn't do this episode because it's just full of like, people being uncomfortable about sexual assault, and I don't want to talk about that. But... yeah, like a great chunk of Sequest is like just knockoffs of Star Trek episodes. But likewise, it does mean that the show has the same sort of like, you know how Star Trek feels comfy, right? Like you watch TNG, it's a comfy feeling. Maybe that's just me, but like it's comfort food to me. It's a pleasant place for me to exist when I'm feeling stressed about the world. Yeah, it's just it's cool. It's cool. It must be. Thank you, Will. Thank you. Oh fuck, what am I doing? What the hell am I doing? Oh yes, I need to siphon off oil residue. So, let us make fuel. We'll see how much that uses. So let's make this a little bit neater, shall we? Okay. Let's pop that here. Doot and I'm wrestling with the video game. Okay. Right, so that's making fuel. It just needs to be hooked up. Which means I have to find a power cable, which is somewhere. One back here. Which is upsettingly full. So let me... let's just remove that. There we go. Right, then that's making fuel, and then I feed the fuel... how the fuck do I get the fuel round where I need it to be? Wib is best at the video, James. Yes. Sensors be eliminated. Just tubes filled with purple fluid. We're just normal tubes. Just innocent tubes. That fucking joke from the fucking kids show that we're just normal men, we're just innocent men, has been wedged in our brain so fucking bad. It is ridiculous. Okay, right. I'm trying to think of the best way to go about this. So I could do some shenanigans by, like, feeding it under the ground. That could work. Or I could just feed it outside and feed it all the way around, which is not elegant, but might be the best choice right now. Because I don't quite... I'd have to, like, dismantle parts of this, which would be a pain to get set back up. So I'm probably just going to do this for now, and then when I get a nuclear power plant up and running, I can then do that. Yeah, that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm just talking bollocks, then, you know, this is probably going to be an issue. I say as if there was ever a possibility of me not talking bollocks. Oh, Samus, yes. Talking of Neelix in Voyager, yeah. I don't dislike Neelix with quite the same ferocity as a lot of people do, but I 100% understand where that dislike comes from, because they do not handle that character well. Like, he's mostly just kind of annoying. And he didn't have to be. Because, yeah, as Samus was saying, like, there's a few moments where they remember that they can give characters like pathos if they want, like it's allowed. And they can do some cool stuff with him. Like he does have his moments. It's much like, you know, a lot of the things where it's like, you know, there's like a difference between, like, there's some characters that are like, where it's like, this is bad character, character bad. And there's sometimes where it's like, or like, actor bad, or like, whatever. And sometimes it is just like, this character could have been really cool, but it just didn't really work out for whatever reason. Like, the writers never really figured out what to do with them, or, yeah. I don't think Neelix was a playable character for the away team first-person shooter in the story, but he was in Deathmatch, to my knowledge. So you can run around shooting people as Neelix, as God intended. Okay, this one might also have to join that. I was hoping that I could make this actually be something that builds like additional stuff, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to have the second one also be dealing with oil. Well, fuel, I suppose, really. Okay, there we go. Have you seen the new Cisco action figure they released? I have not. I have not. I mentioned this in the Discord, but I like to posit that Mirror Universe, Janeway, and Voyager would, instead of making their way back home, create an empire of all their own in the Delta Quadrant. Now, my headcanon is that in the Mirror Universe, Janeway is a nice, less genocidal character. I'm just leading into the meme of of Janeway being an absolute fucking monster. Yeah, the Prime one got the bad Janeway. It just happened like that. Okay, and you know what? Because it's going to be using more. I'm going to be getting way more fuel than I need. I will overcharge those a little. What's going on here? Did I? Oh, I was like, why did I accidentally deleted that? That would explain. Well, not accidentally. I knowingly and willfully deleted it. And I was like, why isn't that working? Why isn't that putting out plastic? Oh yeah, that's a good reason. Every Star Trek should have a mirror episode. Counterpoint, the worst episodes of the best Star Trek show, Deep Space Nine, are the Mirror Universe episodes. I normally don't stop to click on links, but if it contains Cisco, then I can't help. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. If you like the DS9 mirror episodes, then more power to you. I am not going to judge you for your love of them, but man, I do not like them. Oh, that's a really good action figure. That is a very good Avery Brooks. That's really good. $180 though. Oof. Yeah, those type of figures, like, they're the sort of things that I've never really been able to, like... I mean, I've never been able to get into because A, I can't afford them, but also, like, they're too much for me for that kind of thing. Like, it's not that they're not good, and if you know, I like, I'm envious of people that have them because they're rad as shit, but, okay. Oh wow, that figure fucks, yeah. It's a price that's hard to justify. Yeah, exactly, like, it's for, like, not to put too fine a point in it, that's for a different, a person in a different socio-economic bracket than I am in. Like, I've spent a lot on Warhammer in my life, of course. I've spent, you know, over the last year, I've spent a lot on Transformers, certainly, but, like, that's on a lot of things and not just one dude, you know. And, like, those are the kind of figures where I wouldn't even want to, like, mess with them because they're too expensive. Like, if you start messing with them and, like, an arm falls off, God, oof. It's like expensive Transformers, like the expensive third-party Transformers kind of fit into the same same category for me. Like, they're a bit too much to, like, feel like they're a sensible outlay to me. The non-Warhammer section of my collection is way bigger than my Warhammer section, yet costs less than a tenth the price. Yeah, that's the thing. Alright, so I have solved the excess thingy issue. That is good. That is good. This is actually one of the more complicated... Well, complicated is the wrong word, but just, like, faffy things to deal with in this game. Which is when you're dealing with, like, oil, because you're like, okay, so when you make things out of oil, most of the things that you make produce heavy oil as a byproduct. So you're like, okay, what do I do with the heavy oil? And then it's like, okay, well, you can use it for things to make stuff, which you can either have as objects that can go into your system, or you can make fuel, or you can even just make trash and then just send it into the sink so it just disappears. All nice and fine. But, like, balancing it out so that you produce enough of it to, like, do the other stuff with it is, like, just a bit complicated sometimes, and you just like, It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. No one asked how much I spent obtaining tiny spaceships. Shanus, knowing how much Battlefleet Gothic stuff you've got, I daren't ask how much you have spent on that. But all power to you. Like, yeah, I need to get on painting all the Battlefleet Gothic stuff. Like, I'm just starting to try and get back into painting again after the whole, like, painting log messing with my motivation to paint thing. Like, I've only painted a couple of models this year, and I'm getting back into the swing of it. But I think one of the big things is I'm gonna try and, because I've been sent a lot of 3D printed Battlefleet Gothic ships in various forms. I'm probably gonna, you know, try and do like figure out some speed painting kind of techniques with them, so I can kind of get them done quickly. Because ultimately, you can mostly dry brush them and just pick out a few details, I reckon, and you'd have some pretty nice looking ships. And I don't have to send myself into an early grave. What the fuck am I doing What the fuck am I doing? Okay. It was rubber. That was what I went over there to do. It was because the rubber was in low supply. Alright. Let's see if that is still the case. I do not think so, because I think because I started fixing it, yeah, that's getting a steady supply in. So that should be okay. Alright, okay. That is now producing at a sensible rate. Alright. Cool. So now I just need to wait for that to do another 250 bullshit. Alright then, well, I can't really do much but wait, because I could expand the infrastructure for this, but if my memory is correct, I don't really need this to be, I don't really ever need more than one of these, even when you're building the next level of stuff, so... Let's go and figure out, let's go and put some stuff into building trains, I guess. Because, I mean, it's me... and trains. And we all love trains, don't we? You best do. Right, okay, so... Alright. Oh, speaking of sci-fi stuff, a new series of the Orville is coming out soon, which I'm quite excited about. That ranks quite high on list of shows that I went into expecting to be a bit shit, and then was like, oh wow, when they're not telling jokes, this is really good. When they are telling jokes, Can we colour the trains? Yes. I am happy to colour the train in trans flag colours. Because you can colour the individual cars different colours, so that is totally a doable thing. But it does take quite a bit to build, so I don't know, and I don't know where it would be going. We'll figure it out. I need to do the research first, though, so let's get on this. So let's dump all this in here, so then it helps get me sort of in, yeah. I think he only really got greenlit if he had jokes. Yes, my understanding with the Orville is that because he's Seth MacFarlane, and Seth MacFarlane makes terrible, terrible, terrible comedies, that for reasons that can only be explained by teenage boys, have made umpteen bajillion dollars for TV companies. The Orville could only get made if it was a comedy. And the funny thing is that when the Orville is just being Star Trek The Next Generation with the serial numbers filed off, it's genuinely pretty great. And its worst parts are when it stops for a few moments to just do a fart joke and you go, gee, thanks for that. But when it's not that, it's genuinely a lot of fun. Really, really enjoy it. Let's just yoink these from here. They don't need it. And like, even because there is some, you know, people have talked about like the because one of the things the Orville does is it tries to talk about capital G gender. In relation to one of its alien species, the Moklan, who are all male, sort of, and it tries to deal with gender issues, and whilst it does not always handle them amazingly, it never felt like their heart was in the wrong place, you know? Yeah, my jaw dropped to the first non-premiere episode being what it was. Yeah, you know, they came out the gate. It is like episode fucking 2 that they start on this stuff. But yeah, like as the show goes on, it does get less funny, and that's a good thing. It's not trying to be a comedy as much, because there are some points where its comedy works. I felt like quite often where characters are just like having banter with one another, like as workmates would, and it kind of that stuff I think works quite well. Like, I think that's kind of charming. It helps they poach a lot of people involved in Trek shows. Oh yeah, like a bunch of people like directed Trek episodes, directed episodes of the Orville. And it's like, yeah, like I say, it does sometimes fumble with what it's trying to do. I think like sometimes it's like I think I heard it said that like the way it talks about gender is about like 20 years out of date, but it's like the progressive version of that. Like it's trying to do the right thing, and it's just everyone who talks about this stuff has progressed further than it. But by the same token, the world is a nightmare, and that's still new to a lot of people. So like, I can kind of, like, it's that thing where it's like they're talking about it and you're like, yeah, I know. Like, we're past this, but a lot of people aren't. And I guess that's who it's talking to, so, you know. But of course, I take all this, you know, from the perspective of I'm just a cis guy, so, you know, my view on how the show deals with gender is from that perspective, so, you know. I am willing to be told I am being too generous by someone who has a lot more skin in the game, you know? Not my place and all that. I think that knows what his normal audience is, so approaching it with baby steps to get them into it. Yeah, yeah. Plus, I will give the Orville this. It did the impossible, and it made me like Seth MacFarlane. Because the character he plays, when he's not doing his jokey jokes, well, most of the time when he's not doing his jokey jokes, because like I say, there is some banter in the show that, like, of just characters hanging out that I think actually genuinely works quite well. But when he's just kind of just being the captain, he's like upsettingly charming, and I'm like sitting there watching it and going like, I fucking hate that I'm like, oh, Seth MacFarlane has a really warm smile, and I'm like, fuck, I hate this. I hate it. I hate that it's making me like this man. You ruined you ruined television. Why you don't get to be nice? If you want to hate him again, just watch 99 Ways to Die in the West. Yeah, I imagine that I'd do it. I think what the Orville really does just show is that for all of his faults, Seth MacFarlane does understand what makes Star Trek Star Trek. Yes, he was. He was in Enterprise, solely on the basis of he was like, I really like Star Trek. Can I be in Star Trek? And don't get me wrong, if I was in any position in like the TV industry, and I knew there was a possibility that I could go and yell at someone, and they would put me in Star Trek, even as like the most nothing role, I would do it in a heartbeat. Like, I'm not gonna blame anyone for that. And it'd be terrible. It'd be terrible for everyone. I am not an actor. I'm terrible at acting. I have, over the course of many years, taught myself to be able to present. But that is a far cry from acting. And that is not what I can do. What colour uniform would you wear in Starfleet? I mean, my favourite uniform in Starfleet is the like late DS9 grey shoulder ones, and I think, like, because normally I think the red ones look the best, but I think all of them look good in that. So I don't know, really. Adam Savage more or less did that to get on The Expanse. Don't blame him. The Expanse is also really good. Really enjoyed The Expanse. The last season's a bit rushed, but it's still a really good series. What division would fit you? I mean, straight up, I'd be, if we're talking new ones, I'd end up being a fucking gold shirt security officer who gets fucking murdered, let's be honest. I know my place in this. With me, a friend, same uniform preference. Yeah, that was the thing we did when we were first, you know, like figuring out if we wanted to be friends with each other. We had to make sure that we both agreed that the best Star Trek uniform was indeed the best Star Trek uniform. The Lower Decks uniform is also pretty good. The Lower Decks is just good as well. I like sci-fi, in case you can't tell. One thing with Expanse, anyone notice that there was no advance in AI in the 200 to 400 years from now to the show? That is a good point, actually. I mean, there are like robots, but they're like, I think the AI in the show is the AI that we kind of have around now, where it's not really, it's just really clever algorithms to computer control things. So it's there is elements of it, but it's just not a major feature. But that is true. It's not, honestly, I didn't really notice it not really being there. But you are right. You are right. Come on, give yourself some credit. You're not Worf. No, look. What you got to remember is that there are two Worfs. There's the Worf in TNG, who gets slapped about by whatever the monster of the week is, and then there's DS9 Worf, who will kill you. The writers of The Expanse consciously didn't want to deal with AI robots. That doesn't surprise me. They had a story they wanted to tell. I did see a thing the other day that was the Virgin and Chad meme, and it was the Virgin Jane Cobb and the Chad Amos Burton. And I agree. Amos, I love Amos as a character. He's so fucking good. What I'll tell you, if you have not watched The Expanse, and you're wanting to give it a go, my one piece of advice is the early season or so. It does have a bit of trouble finding its feet. I personally was able to stick through it because I found the world really fascinating, like the universe, and it does have good world building, but I think it takes a while to settle on a few characters take a while, especially his name's fucking falling out my head. He's the main guy, and he's I forget his name. Holden. Yes, Holden. James Holden. I was trying to remember his first name. I felt that it took a good season and a half before they really figured out his character, and he became compelling to watch, because he's kind of boring in the first season. Avasarala is also amazing, mostly because I wish I can never fucking remember her name, but the actress who plays her, I love seeing her in anything she's in. She is always a treat. And yes, Amos is a really interesting character, because they could have just made him just be Punch Man, but he is a genuinely compelling character who is just someone who basically acknowledged that they were a a person with maybe some problems with like their moral compass, and so just relies on other people to like help aim him in the right way, and he's like a good judge of character, despite he himself being someone that would probably be a bit of a who probably shouldn't have been a good judge. I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, Amos is good. I like Amos. Fun character. And Longfang, I did not know you had the things that you just sent me a picture of. Those are really cool. You should wear them like all the time. They're Star Trek comm badges. Well, they're actually it's before they were comm badges, but you know the insignia that they had. That is a much better way of putting it, Agent Sinister. Thank you for using like 50 less words than I did to say it more succinctly. Amos isn't a good person, but he knows who the good people are. Yeah, that's true, one is technically a comm badge, you're right, Longfang. But yeah, no, Titan, that's a fair point. Yeah, Amos is kind of like they essentially tried to write a sociopathic character, but a real one, because being a sociopath does not mean that you are a bad person. It's just you kind of approach like other people and empathy in a different way, and they did that in a way that, like, yeah, they could have just made, oh, this character's a sociopath. Ugh. He just kills people and doesn't feel anything about it. But no, they tried to make him a fleshed out character, and like, yeah, I really like him. Some useless artisan writes that I'm most likely to be a linguist in Starfleet, so a blue uniform of some kind, or silver if I'm in early discovery. So next Codex compliant Wib wears a full Mando armor and Wib is in Starfleet uniform. I would be lying if I said that I have not contemplated acquiring a Starfleet uniform at some point. I don't know what I do with it. It's not like I go to conventions frequently or anything. But, you know, there's just a deep need somewhere in my soul for a Starfleet uniform. And yes, late DS9 era with the grey shoulders. For it is the best one. And how many rank pips would you have? I would feel egotistical to go above Lieutenant Commander. Or alternately, go Miles O'Brien and just be a non-commissioned officer. Jesse Gender has a nice Starfleet swimsuit. Oh, nice. I've been meaning to watch their stuff, honestly. I keep seeing their things pop up in like, you know, recommended videos, and I'm like, I should give that a watch, and then I forget. Having seen your mailbag videos, it would not. I would have to say there is one on its way to you, and it would take everything up power not to wear in every video afterwards. It would not surprise me if that was to show up. Although, admittedly, generally I don't think people sending us clothes and stuff hasn't really happened much. I think because it's, you know, people don't know what size we are, and, you know, no one wants to send us something that's going to be entirely the wrong size, which I 100% understand. Plus, it's difficult. Like, when it comes to clothing and stuff, it's difficult to say. Even when it's like a cosplay thing, like, you know, what would a person want? Like, it's hard enough to, like, you know, buy clothes for other people, so I'm not gonna assume. Oh, God, I've got to actually make a bunch of these things now. Ugh. How dare this game about crafting things require crafting? Ugh. Ugh. In that case, I'll send you some grey and red body spray. I'll just body paint one on, it's fine. Sorry. Anyone do a Borg cosplay? You see, I could probably manage to make, like, a first appearance of the Borg cosplay. You know, when the costumes were a bit shit. It basically any pre-first contact Borg, which, in my head, I remember looking like the first contact Borg, but then whenever I go back and watch the episodes, I'm like, oh no, these costumes are wank. Black onesie with some old PC bits sorted on it. Yeah, exactly. I can get myself, like, all I need is, like, I'll get myself like a morph suit, chop the head bit off, and then I've got like an old PC in the corner here. I'll just rip the motherboard out of that, smash it up with a hammer, and just glue them to me. It'd be fine. Built out of nothing but Voodoo FX cards. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Rubber greebling out of some of the suits right out of Lex. We've talked about every other sci-fi, so I guess we should talk about Lex. Could see Wib rocking a beehive cosplaying as Kai. I feel like I'm more of a Stanley than a Kai. I don't think I can pull off being remotely cool. Recently rewatched the Lex musical episode. I said this recently, for all of Lex's problems, which are numerous, it is a deeply, deeply flawed show. The Brunnen G, like, war chant is fucking top tier. Lex is always fun to talk about as long as you don't have to watch it. Come on, there is, like, some good episodes of Lex. Probably. But yeah, no, Lex is a weird show. A weird show. I like how it has 4 seasons and all 4 seasons are functionally different shows. I can't remember what season. I think it's season 3 did actually start doing the just started doing that as its intro music, and I was very happy about that because it's like one of the best things about Lex. It is allegedly a show that can be watched. That is very true. I have heard that of Lex. It is a show that you can choose to watch. Is it a wise choice? Who knows? But yeah, it's a weird one, because I think I talked about this in a stream recently, but like, the first season of Lex is, I think it's 4, like, feature-length episodes. They're all like an hour and a half long, and so they're all paced like a TV episode that's been stretched to a movie-length thing. So they're all quite overstuffed and a bit too padded and a bit slow. But also the original actress for Zev was in it, who was like a softcore porn actress, so she gets her tits out quite frequently, because that was one of the selling points of Lex, that it was like a weird sci-fi that also was horny. She was not. Oh, was it the second one who was? She was a family show actress, was she? Oh, I was getting mixed up then. She just wanted to do more risky things. Oh, fair enough, fair enough. And then when they did season 2, that was more a kind of typical like Planet of the Week kind of thing. And it was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I think season 2 is the strongest season of the show. It like, you know, tries to flesh out the universe, and the show, and each episode's kind of a bit more self-contained, and I think that's kind of a good place for it to sit. There is a porn actress today who calls herself Zev Bellringer. That is very pleasing to know. Yeah, no, I must be misremembering from some of that actress who showed up in the show then. So I was sure I read that, but I trust you that is not true. I have watched Lex, but I am no. Yes, Tim Curry was in one of the first episodes. I think it's the one that's also got Jigarata in it. I think it's that episode because he's. I think he plays like a hologram in it. I am not a Lexpert, no. Nice. But yeah, season 2 is probably the strongest season because it's like standalone episodes. They work kind of well. There is an overarching story, but you don't have to know it to understand what's going on in most of the episodes. And I forgot to build one single computer because I'm a fucking idiot. Oh yeah, Tim Curry wanted to inject his seed into Stanley. Yeah, you know when I mentioned that the show was horny? Yeah. Lex is a show that is really horny, but it's horny in a lot of weird ways, in like random directions. And it should be noted, it's horny, but very rarely sexy. It's horny in like a dirty old man kind of way most of the time.
Milestone reached.
But
buildings and vehicles needed for long-range transportation has been made available.
cool. Now we have.
In addition to
The only thing I have left to do is the gas masks.
Transit ensures increased
Okay.
efficiency and reliability for both the transport of pioneers and cargo.
Right then. Well, let's make sure that we can build everything we need. So I need a train station and 2 freight stations. Sorry about that. But anyway, yeah. So season 2 of Lex was kind of this Planet of the Week thing, kind of fun. Season 3 is where they tried to make the show serious, and it's bad because of it. It's way more interesting to talk about and to think about in terms of what's going on, like thematically, than it is to actually watch, because it's just a bit shit. And a lot of the heavy lifting of acting is placed on the least strong actors in the show. And that goes about as well as you expect. And then season 4, they come to Earth. And it's visibly a lot cheaper than all of the other seasons. And it just doesn't work as well. And one thing about season 3, the animation, as in the PC animation, was very Zork/Miss Seinfeld. Yeah, I get that. It's not to say that there aren't things that are fun about season 3, but I think it's the one where it, personally anyway, I felt that season 2 was where they managed to find a good mix of how much the show wanted to balance being a sci-fi and a comedy. and this kind of like and the weird horniness, and I think it managed to balance it all out at its best there. And they pretty much entirely ditched the comedy aspect for season 3, and they stopped doing the weirdness quite so much because it's kind of a bit more grounded in one location. And though that location is weird, don't get me wrong, especially when you find out what it really is. But yeah. A lot of sci-fi has elements which, as someone who is functionally asexual, is odd. Shall I show that Yasari feeds into sexy chromatic ladies on a more horrific size, not alien, xenomorph, complete alien to my way of thinking. I get that. I get that. It's one of those things where, like, you know, science fiction is often a reflection of those that are writing it, which is, you know, so like, and it's why it's important to when you're writing, when you're making art. You know, it's good anyway to have other voices in there to show you perspectives that you might not think of, and to see the world in a different way. Because, you know, like, I think one of the, to bring up an example I often use, Star Trek often has a problem of, even though it is a post-capitalist world, it has a habit of thinking about things in a capitalist way, of using, like, kind of capital, you know, like, ideas of how trade will work and stuff and how, like, just the general things are formatted in this very, we can't think past this because this is the world. It's very capitalist realism kind of thing. But yeah, so it's good when you know, they actually have other voices in there, because yeah, then they can think about stuff like that. Yes, Lex does look like an old FMV game, because it... You know, now you say that, actually, the kind of vibe of it is kind of like some of those weird... It's got a similar kind of vibe to it as a game like Phantasmagoria 2, A Puzzle of Flesh. That is, like, horror and sci-fi and weirdly horny all the time. Hey, chat. The episode of Discovery where they name drop Elon Musk hurt you? Yeah, I do. I am not surprised. It thoroughly annoyed me. My headcanon for that name drop is that it shows how shitty Elon Musk is because a mirror universe person is praising. That is a good... Yeah, no. I'm keeping that. I'm holding on to that deeply. That is the reason. Okay, this is spoilers for season 1 of Discovery, and I won't blame you if you don't watch it because it's the least good series of it. I haven't seen the most recent one because I'm not allowed to, because it's just difficult to watch over here because fucking they took it off Netflix. But yeah. I really liked what they did, like the whole Lorca twist in Discovery season 1. I thought that was a lot of fun. Because he seems like one of the sensible person who's you know, the non-shithead you're dealing with for a lot of the series, and there's just the little touches. Yeah, no, I like it. I thought that was fun. I mean, to be fair, even in general, I think Discovery handles the mirror universe like, I thought it handled mirror universe better than it's often handled by other ones. I'm so happy that Lorca had a trouble. Why is my brain telling me the main character of Phantasmagoria 2 is the main guy from Farscape? Oh, fuck, I forget the actor's name, but Curtis Craig is about half the size of Ben Browder. Yeah. Unreferred block was just some guy fucked up by the war and avoided the mirror universe. I mean, yeah, in general, I would be more than happy to never deal with mirror universe stuff ever again. But it is a thing that they just keep going back to. So yeah, it's gonna happen whether I want it to happen or not. Please tell me if me just walking backwards and forwards and gradually building the stuff that I need to build whilst talking about science fiction is remotely entertaining. If it is not, then I apologise. But you know what stream you were tuning in to watch. Oh yeah, yeah, we don't talk about Spoonie. Looking at the people in power, I'm not sure we're not currently in a mirror universe. I don't think we're in a mirror universe. I think that we slipped into a universe that is powered by, like, satire, is my personal take. Because I don't believe that this is, like, a functional universe at all. It's just a bunch of tropes, like, welded together. Okay, that's what we need. It's a problem when I'm chatting, I like, forget what I'm in the middle of doing, and just keep running backwards and forwards. Mirror Universe Simulation showing on Lower Decks is pretty good, though. That is true. I mean, Lower Decks is just great and understands Star Trek, which is great. Like, I think Lower Decks is the one that is the new Star Trek show that I was most surprised by how much I liked. Because I've talked about this many times, I apologize for repeating myself, but one of the first trailers for it I saw was actually just the first scene of Discovery shown. And that's like the worst scene in the entire show. It's the one that when you watch it you go, oh, so this is just going to be like Rick and Morty. I do not want to watch Star Trek through the lens of Rick and Morty. Can we not have that, please? And then after the first couple of episodes, which, you know, are not the strongest, the show really finds its stride, and it then just becomes a genuinely funny show that does interesting things with Star Trek canon, and is unmistakably Star Trek at the same time. Yeah, no, I like it a lot. And also, as I have also stated many times, I've got to love the show because Dr. Tana is drawn to look exactly the same way that I draw myself. So if I ever wanted to have a persona, I just need to copy her and just gender swap the character, and then it's just me as a cat. Get the whip box. Discovery Season 4 is the most Star Trek has ever been. I have not yet seen it. I have not yet seen it. I do want to, because I really enjoyed Season 3. Again, Discovery... Oh. Sexy Pelican 4. I'm home. Stag Dude tried to start a fight on the train, and a man found me. Oh, shit, I hope you're alright. Fine and unharmed, just a tiny bit shaken. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Lynn. Everyone send good vibes. Good vibes to Lynn, because, yeah, that's never fun. Like, having to deal with that kind of shit on the train. I hope you're doing okay. I will recount my Star Trek takes repeatedly at you until everything is calm. Where am I? Modular frame. Okay, I need more reinforced plates. Just heavy modular frames are just such a pain in the arse to build. What I need to do, I'll do it once I've built this, is I need to expand my production of heavy modular frames. Is probably like one of my next big things, because I'm just building them purely for this. Oop. Yeah, I actually agree with that. Like, Lower Decks, though Lower Decks is frequently riffing on existing episodes of Star Trek, so it is fundamentally just recycling material in some ways. I think it does interesting things with them. It does do a bit of that, that old deconstruction that sometimes people talk about, which I think it does in kind of interesting ways. I think I lost you two guys. What? What does that mean? You see, I've been seeing a lot of people talking about Picard, and like I've seen very mixed opinions about it, because I've watched, I think the most recent episode I haven't watched yet. But I caught up with it the other day, and I quite enjoyed it. Like, is it amazing? No. But I think, like, I find it difficult to, like, even though I can acknowledge its flaws, I find it difficult to be too upset with Picard, because it's mostly just watching a bunch of actors I enjoy watching in things kind of just potter around being old versions of characters I already like. It's no deep thing. Plus, I appreciate any show that just unequivocally says, ICE is bad, they are the villains here, fuck them. It is a moral good to free people from an ICE facility. Yeah, I get that, Lynn. I can totally see, like, having Lower Decks be your favourite one. I 100% can understand that being the case. It's just a fun show. I have very few substantive critiques of it. Kind of fun run, definitely doesn't feel like a entirely different show. Yeah, I think part of the thing is that I think one of, like, it's funny, I was thinking about this earlier. I almost think of Picard, the show, as being, it's like the difference between old Doctor Who and new Doctor Who. And bear with me here, this comparison will make some kind of sense in a second. So, you know how in old Doctor Who, they didn't generally do one-off episodes. They did happen occasionally, but they didn't do one-off episodes. Each story was like a handful of episodes that would tell one kind of little thing, and it was almost like each season was made of lots of little mini seasons, because there'd be, this is a 4-episode story, this is a 6-episode story, this is whatever. And then when they went to New Who, they went to more standalone sort of serials is the proper term, but I'm explaining it like an idiot, so I'm not going to use the right. But Picard and Discovery, to a lesser extent, because that's not quite so laser focused. it feels like it's the difference between old Who and new Who. Old, but it's the other way around. Like the new, like Picard is like each season is just this self-contained little story that runs through all the episodes, and that's like a little serial, as opposed to the standalone episodes that Star Trek always used to be. And they are very different. It gives a different tone. It gives a different kind of way of kind of consuming them, and it is. I understand why some people don't get on with that. I get that, Chair. I don't think I agree, but I understand where you're coming from. Like, personally, I think the show just wanted to get on a soapbox for a while, and Star Trek getting on its soapbox is about as Star Trek as you get, so... And it makes for an easy thing if, you place a character from the crew in the situation so that you can explain it from someone having to experience it from an outside perspective. So it's sort of... But again, art is all subjective. If it don't work for you, don't work for you. If you're going to make a soapbox, then commit to it. The other thing is that there is always going to be a limit as to how far they can push these things. Not necessarily because they're going to get told to stop or anything, but just you're relying on writers in Hollywood, like having a more strong opinion on the politics than mainstream liberalism displays. To go much harder and to be more substantive about a critique of ICE, which might be a bit far. But again, it's, this is it. Media has different ways of handling things, and I was perfectly okay for it to just be demonstrating, wow, present day sucks. Wow, aren't these people fucking villains? Let's not fucking do this. Looks at the camera directly. Fucking don't do this. Okay, now let's go and do the plot that's unrelated. I'm fine with that. but I understand where you're coming from. What was I doing? Oh, yes. Okay, so now I've stopped waffling. I need to build a train station.
Purifying flame cleanse this area.
Cheap control. that name is getting real distorted, isn't it? Thank you, Lynn, for an extra $1. Thank you very much. There you go. Okay, where shall I put my train station? Because I could just put it on the ground and have it, like, just go along as usual. Or I could put it on, like, a little bridge. I guess if because I don't really know where I'm going to take it. I like, right now, I'm just enamored by the concept of build train. But I don't know what I want to do with that train yet. It's like any interaction between Queen and Jurati. Yes, that has been fun. Honestly, what I'm really hoping for is that it's Strange New Worlds, the one that's dealing with Pike era Enterprise, isn't it? And there's been some rumors that that's going to be a bit more like just, standalone episode-y. kind of Planet of the Week stuff, and I really hope that's true, because as much as I have enjoyed Discovery, I have enjoyed Picard, but I do miss just random episodes. Why did I do that? I didn't actually need that. I need this wall, but I don't need that wall. Build, train, find use later. That's when the Industrial Revolution happens. That is actually true. That is actually true. But yeah, I'm hoping that they do go from, if they are going to do it in, you know, they do more kind of Planet of the Week. I'd be really down for that, because I that's the one thing I've really missed from it. I think it's one of the reasons why I love the lower decks so much, is that it scratched that itch again. Now where to put? I'm having dysfunction. Where the fuck shall I put this thing? Because I can't really build it here, because this is all room for expansion. Like I could put it on these roofs, because I guess I have started making like little arches, so it could be like, you know, a railway bridge, just a really big one, I guess. Wib's his executive dysfunction. Basically. It has been a fun time watching Snipe try and figure out, like, and trying to get diagnosed for ADHD, and finding out all these little things where I'm like, oh, I thought everyone did that. Oh, okay. I got it. Okay. Like, I'm not trying to sit there and go, "Oh, I've got ADHD as well." I don't think I have. Not in a full blown way. All these things are a spectrum, but you know, let's just say my brain is obviously not functioning quite as neurotypical as I thought. I'm like, oh, all right, okay. Snipe when the eggs were thrown. Oh, thank you. That was exactly the type of joke that I wanted to hear. What's the egg throwing? Oh, Lynn, the Snipe was throwing eggs at me earlier. You know what she's like. Okay, fuck it. Right, okay. Let's just make a decision. I am going to I'm not going to place the train in the air. I'm going to place it on the ground, and then I'll just raise it up on a bridge when I need to raise it up. Everything else will be a fucking pain in the arse, so let's not do the thing that's a pain in the arse. And I'm going to build the train on the end of here, because that's, past this point, there's nothing that I have set to build, so this will mean it's nice and simple. There we go. Okay. Will mean I need my chainsaw. Where is my chainsaw? I was holding my chainsaw. I just did not notice. Good. Oh, and just to really annoy everyone, if people want to talk about a show where they completely whiff trying to do like social commentary, fucking Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Oof, liberal ass fucking show. Jesus Christ. Let's try and talk about serious things that actually require like proper like systemic critiques of society. No. I've told all of the powerful people that they were being racist, and that's why they're going to stop being racist, because I made a speech at them and it convinced them all that that was the wrong way to be. Like, yeah, no, this is, yeah, we've seen how that doesn't work. I will just point out, if you're talking about the Batman, a lot of people here are unlikely to have seen it, so please don't just be spouting spoilers about the movie. It is still at the cinema. Okay. Yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was wild because they made bad guys who were objectively, like, everything they wanted was good. They were just the good guys. But at some point, the writers remembered that they had to be evil, and so they just randomly have them do something that doesn't really feel like in character for them. And so they just go, oh, well, they've got to go and do a war crime now, because otherwise they would just objectively be in the right the whole time, and we need to add some degree of nuance to this. But yeah, it was just a weird show in that regard, because it was like, even beyond beyond, like, you know, my own like personal, like, politics and things like that. It was just really weird to see them, like, talk about the stuff, and they were like, oh, you've got to put down a fucking freight platform, a train station first. When they would talk about the oh yeah, shit, I can't back it up to there. I've got to have it sideways because it can't be. You've got to have it loop around at the end. Oh, god damn it. Okay, got to build this out even further. But yeah, they would talk about it, and even, like, it felt like they just could not come up with a good justification for why you were supposed to not be on their side. It was really weird. It was deeply surreal. Because it's one of those things where it's totally possible to have a character be, like, you know, right, and still be a bastard, like, and still be someone who needs to be stopped. Like, that's, like, Magneto's whole deal is being, like, half, like, depending on what version of Magneto you're talking about, obviously, because there's some versions that are very not, but, like, of frequently being like, well, he's just kind of, you know, right about things. And then they just have to come up with a reason why he's wrong. And so it just leads to feeling a bit disingenuous. Mm-mm. Doot. We have Tren. Yes, I will make it into a trans train. Yeah, Excol. It was pretty much the plot of the bad guys. It was just people who, due to the ramifications of the snap, were left on the outskirts and needed help, and no one was willing to help them. And so, like, yeah, it was weird. It was so weird. And yeah, it's yeah. It's weird because it's extra weird because like the Marvel shows have frequently like. I'm not going to sit here and say that the Marvel shows have been like uniformly good, well, uniformly amazing or anything, because they haven't. Okay, this might be an issue. Oh no, I can pull it out here. Okay, as long as it can turn by here, it's fine. Okay, cool. Because I might make this one an actual light circuit for a lark. They usually have a good build when with the enemy. Yeah, that's true. Although, I don't know, it seems like that's just something that's been really, really common in just media recently. I'm not, like, a smart enough, like, media critic to be able to, like, latch down on what I think the problem is there, but, like, there's something going on. There's something going on in the way things are being written that's, like, causing a lot of, like, just oddities in production. Okay. Oh yes. While I'm thinking about it, we need to transgender. Okay. So, what do people think? So you can put 2 colors on each individual thing. Now, of course, you can't really see the back end right now because it's actually the containers that pick up the color. So imagine those having this kind of pattern on them. So basically there's 2 colors. On here you can see there's the bluey gray and, well, the grey blue, I guess, and the kind of turquoisey color. So I guess what I could do is have, like, say, like, blue, pink, blue, or blue, pink, blue, pink, blue, pink, one way or the other, and then have the line be white across all of them. I guess that would probably be the kind of most sensible way of doing it in this context, I suppose. Or alternately, have it just have one be white, one be pink, one be blue, and then have the stripe be a neutral color. Like maybe a grey? Because I think like any other color, like say red line, it would not be hyper. Am I thinking about this too much? Am I putting way too much thought into this? I think I might be. I think I should just do the thing. Right, okay. Right, so let's... that needs to be a bit more of a... Let's see it when it's got the light on it. Ah, so it's got the light on it. Yeah, that seems about right. Ah, see your hands. Okay, right. Well, we'll try that with the way that I mentioned. Because I fucking remember how the controls work. Well, I know a way to actually test it before we get stuff on it. I can just do the actual. I can actually colour the train stations that way. Oh, piss! I'll have to redo the pink because. Okay. This system is not ideal. I like how it's become nighttime just in time to not be able to tell what the fuck is going on with the colours. I think this kind of works. Okay, now we need to find a place for this to go. Right, okay. We've had a lot of, I was going to say deep and meaningful, but it's not really deep and meaningful, but a lot more like complicated conversations I was originally intending to have today. Right, so we want to come into this station, and what I'm thinking is maybe have a couple of trains going and have them going to different places. To actually use this station for more than one thing. Maybe. Might be too complicated. Especially if I... Oh my... Or I could get it to pick up in 2 different places, because then I can have 2 different items or whatever. You know what? We'll deal with this later. Okay. Okay. You know what? Let me go and... I will go and... do the research for mapping so that I can see what the fuck is going on in this world, and then I can try and decide what I want to do and where I want to go with the train, because we have at least built a train, and I think that that is beautiful. Okay. What is it in? It's in quartz. Okay, I just need to build 10 beacons. Alright. I can build 26 beacons. A train is a good thing. It is always a good thing. I am, as a general rule, pro-train. Because they're, like, cool and shit. Okay, I've got to wait 5 minutes for that. Alright. So I'm trying to think what I would actually need, because I could, oh, I know what I'll need. I'll need, bauxite. That's what I can bring back on the train, because I think that's quite a way away. I do know how to get to some bauxite, so, you know what, I'm just going to go and, trains right. Fucking hellfire. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go and nip to the loo whilst that's researching. And then when I come back, I am going to go and get on my jetpack, and I am going to go out into the wilderness, because I'm going to go and find where there's some bauxite, because I know where some is. And once I've found it, then I can, then I can start doing research for it, so I can start scanning it, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. So that's the next thing. Okay. I'll be back in a moment. I have returned. Okay. Oh, first off, I had some spare fancy gear that I was just going to throw into here, because I don't currently need those. And I'm happy to... There we go. There we go. Ah, tasty coupons. Tasty coupons. So I can get some of the shit I want. I was foretold in the Whipsy Cross. I wasn't really... Titan, it wasn't the manufacture of piss. It was the manufacture of a drink and taking a piss. If anything, it was the depositing of piss. Okay, so what do I want? I've got 11. Okay, I don't really need that, but I do want some of these things, not because they're important, but because I like how they look. And as we all know, that's the most important thing in this game, is to get all the things that means that you can make the building pretty. The means of piss distribution. Comrades, we must seize the means of piss distribution. Right, okay. Okay, so we've got a few seconds left on that. So I want to get my maps first, so I'll let that go. And then what do I have in my pocket? Portable miner would be useful because I can just plop that down. Okay. Conform.
The map has been unlocked.
Cool. So I can make a radar tower if I want. Radio signal scanning. That is very useful. But later. Right, so now, yeah, there we go. I can actually see the map. I can see all the places that I have been, including down here. I'm not sure what to do about the piss talk. I feel like it's a responsible thing to do as the person doing the stream to say, alright guys, we need to calm it down on the piss. But also, it's my fault, so I'd be a hypocrite to tell people to calm down on the piss. So, you know what? You just do you. You talk about piss to a level that is comfortable to you and your gods. Okay. Alright, I've got a bunch of shit I probably shouldn't keep on me for whilst I'm going out on an roam, because I don't have what do we call it? The different gun. I've only got the basic one, so I should probably make a bunch of ammo for that. I fear you underestimate the degree of piss tolerance my gods have developed. Look, I know that you worship Urea, god of the golden flow, but, you know, you are an outlier. It's fine. My gods are distinctly pro-piss. Huh? Summon the wizard. A completely separate entity to the one that cursed Games Workshop all those years ago. Sorry, I'm trying to undo a chocolate egg. God of the golden gleaming stream flow. Get it right. We aim to be tolerant here. Okay, fair, fair. I'm sorry for my my misspeaking. I'm feeling if Snipe reads this, she'll never hear the end of the piss. Yeah, probably. You've got to pay homage to Queen Urethra. Holy conjure to the Gilded Shower. Fucking hell. Oh, do you folks just want to do the stream? You're all funnier than I am. You just want to do it? You just want to... We'll just set up a text-to-speech thing to just read all your stuff. Okay. Right, I've got my ammo. Let me go dump some stuff, and then I will try and go and see if I can locate some bauxite. Because once I've found it, then I can. Once I've found some, then I can scan for it, and when I can scan for it, then I can find one that's closer. I think that's how it works. Because yes, I have not found any yet. Okay. We're sewer-dwelling gremlins. Cretins. I preferred gremlins. You are my little gremlins. Eggs! Thank you, Nova. Thank you very much. Thank you. You know that if you had a text-to-speech, all we'd do is say "come." So, I don't know how many of you have been in a stream before where our little audio interface is kind of crapped out because we forgot to restart it at the start of the stream, or before we used it, and it does the robot voice thing. But the other day it was doing robot voice, and so I just decided to keep repeating the word "come" over and over again. Yeah. And that is why there is an audio file of me in a voice that sounds like I'm coming through the speaker of a fucking voice add-on to a ColecoVision, repeatedly saying "come." Maybe one day I'll share it with everyone. Maybe that'll be a Patreon exclusive. That'll definitely bring the people in. Alright, there we go. So, what I should make sure I have is a bunch of basic iron and concrete and rods, because then I can make platforms and ladders for when I need to inevitably climb up a straight fucking mountain. Never wanted to hit anything more than I do come Rob Wib. Come Robot Wib. These are the wonders that I keep from you. It's actually, like, I always find it, like, it's kind of a weird thing, because, like, there's so much stuff, like videos and things that, like, we try and make, or ideas that we have that never come to fruition. It's always kind of weird, because you sit there and you go, I wonder how many of these would have actually, like, done well, if we, you know, we'd managed to figure out a way to make them work. I'm not saying that me saying "come" 3 times into a microphone was what was going to be our big break. That was merely a jumping off point for a discussion of other things. And yeah, I kind of like this. I think this works quite well. Well, basically, once I've found the bauxite, then that's probably what the train will go to, because it's quite a way away if it's where I believe it is. But first, I need to get all the way over there. Star Wars opening theme. Come. Yep. That was a joke only like 5 people get. As much as I like this parasocial relationship, I think Wib shouting "come" into a robot voice is something that should remain a personal thing between you guys and not shared online, but you do you. That's fair. It is for our personal archive. But no, I'm more talking about the other things, because, yeah, there's tons of scripts and things that, you know, sort of were like half written and never went anywhere. Or entire scripts that were written, like, one of the oldest scripts we've got, actually, that never got made into a video, was we did do... So, do you folks remember the Warhammer Games retrospective we did all those years ago? That video is something stupid, like 8 years old now, and I don't like to think about it. And was like the first scripted thing we ever did, which is why it's not very good. I mean, compared to what we can do now, like it didn't have jokes, because neither of us were confident enough in writing jokes. But then we decided to be overcome by our own self-confidence and start doing it anyway. But we were originally going to do like the next stage of that. Like we're going to do all of the, like a kind of similar kind of retrospective thing. But with the like THQ era games. Which I think would have been interesting. Like, I think the script was basically written for it, but it wasn't very good. And that's not me being down on it. It's just it couldn't really get to flow right. Could be a fun video, strolling the boulevard of discarded scripts. As is the reality of being a creative person. Hold on to those ideas, and maybe when you die, maybe it can star Kevin Sorbo. I don't want to do anything. I live my life to make Kevin Sorbo's life slightly worse. I feel that is good, you know? Like, always do what will make Kevin Sorbo mad. Like, I think that's a general, like, good rule of thumb, I think. Because he is not a nice person. But yeah, no, actually looking at, like, old script, you know, like, the scripts and everywhere, that could be an interesting one. I don't know if it's a bit self-indulgent. I don't know if there's, like, a full video to be made of that, but... I mean, to be fair, some of the things will get like folded into other videos. Like we have toyed with the idea of bringing like proper full reviews of some of the old 40k games into Codex compliant, because I mean it's no more weird than any of the other things we've expanded it into. So you know, that could be a thing. How can you make Kevin Sorbo's life worse? He's already Kevin Sorbo. This is true. Want to see a review of Chainsaw Warrior? That could be interesting. I don't actually, to be fair, at some point I do want to pick up a physical copy of it, because you can still find them knocking about and they're not too expensive as this stuff goes. So I would kind of like to pick up a physical one, and then I'd probably talk about the video game as a part of that, because the video game is just an adaptation of the board game. Well, I say board game, it's solitaire, but with bolters. Yes, I know I'm dying. It's okay. I'll get better. Did you ever do a Fire Warrior as review/let's play? No, but we did stream the entire thing. Although Fire Warrior is like chief amongst the things that we would review. Laura P for missing that. It is all on the Snipe Wib unofficial stream archive on YouTube, which is run by Goth. How far am I from the edge of this area? Oh, I've got quite a distance. Okay. But yeah, if you want to watch it, it's all up there. Spoilers, the end boss fucking sucks. But I have an odd fondness for Fire Warrior. It's alright. Chaos Gate was good pre-THQ. Yeah, I keep meaning to actually properly play it. Because I only played it for the brief time that we could get it working for when it was mentioned in the retrospective. And... oh, there's a dickhead trying to kill me. Good. What was I going to say? As far thanks, Garth. Yes, there is dozens and dozens of hours of the streams up there. I do mean to start Hired Gun again, because we did do some streams of it, but learning how that game worked whilst on stream was quite stressful for Snipe, and she couldn't really enjoy the game. So at some point we're going to start it again with me in the sort of lead, as it were, and see how that goes. There is a pink slug in the centre of this lake. Is it just out in the open, or... oh, good. Flies. Come on. Come to me. There we go. Should be a bit more refined now after patches. Yeah, probably. Like, it's just like, you know how, like, sometimes you'll play a game and it's not necessarily... like, obviously there are elements to that game and its UI and stuff that are a bit obtuse, because it is from the iDivine Cybermancy guys. Like, they are physically not capable of doing everything like a normal person. But, be gone. Slash. Oh god, okay. I can deal with you. Fortunately, I have a big hitbox. But yeah, it's something we mean to return to, because it's there's definitely stuff to like in there, and it was just, yeah, wrong time to be dealing with that kind of stuff when we were doing it. You know what? Just leave me be. I just want my slug. I just want my slug. That's all I wanted. I was just slunting. Have you ever played / reviewed the other Necromunda PC game? I can't recall. Oh, is it just Underhive it's called? That one? No, that's the main one. No, that's Hired Gun. Oh, okay, yeah, Underhive. I have played it. It's alright. I don't know if I could say much more about that. I didn't play too much of it. I remember playing playing through the first handful of levels. Do I still have the... Okay, good. I was about to say, do I still have the mode turned on where the things are cats? Yes, I do. Alright, I'm trying to get acquainted with where I am compared to where I know the box site is, because I think okay, I think this is it. up here. Because it's near the edge. Ah. Oh, good. Bauxite. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Found it. You. Get back here. So that I may beat you. Oh, good. They brought friends. Overshot that a bit. Oop, 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 oop. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I'm just a little bit in the air. Ah! You can't get me when I'm in the air. Oh, hello. Good, good. Everything's fine. Oh, did you see how pro? Longfang, I am not going to judge you. I know you love you big Optimus boys. I could not. I can't judge you for that. I am glad you are going to get the big Optimus. And thank you for getting rid of the bot. I may have ordered skids as well. Again, I can't blame you. Okay, now will I have to take this back home and do some research with it? I think I might, to be able to do anything with it. So what I'll do right now is make a bunch of portable miners, pop them on here. And let's just pop these down. Did I really just make, like, one? Apparently so. I thought I'd made more, but I think that was just because I was reading and I thought I'd done more. Okay, that's more than enough. In fact, that's way too many, but you know what? This is what I'm doing. I will have an uncomfortable amount of bauxite. Make it the sort of orangey colour that it comes across as. Oh shit, I forgot how ludicrously quickly these things dig stuff up. So let's grab a bunch to take with us so we can use for research. And then not click on the wrong side because I was getting excited and being silly and just clicking on random things. Okay. Occasionally you just apparently can't think. Okay, right. So how far away is that? And it's quite a distance from where I started. And it's quite a walk. Alright then. Ah, sorry to hear that, Samus. You go and get a good rest, and I hope that settles down. If I remember right, I think talking about whirl, is I think the last like mainline whirl is like an old Generations one, which is quite good, by the look of it. Which is sort of like a bit IDW, but mostly an update of the original toy. which is quite cool. Yeah, I should actually put my weapons back on, shouldn't I? And munch some nuts. I'm not actually sure if there's a Whirl, because Whirl shows up in Cyberverse quite a bit. But I can't remember if they ever did a toy for him in Cyberverse. Oh yeah, there'll definitely be a third party that makes an IDW
Let the
Whirl.
purifying flame cleanse this area.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, when we were out today, Lynn got a Capri Sun, which had a truly unusual taste. But the thing that made it most unnerving was that when its flavour was listed as orange asterisk. So it's like, there's a caveat to it being flavoured orange? What? Oh shit, we've got another bot. Oh, okay. Yeah, we've had like 3 tonight. Jesus. Is this the quartz? Oh, this is the quartz cave. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, of course that's here. Okay. Sorry, it's weird. You're like, oh, yeah, this is this place. Oh, me and Longfang, we used to come here all the time and mine quartz and build ladders and mine quartz. I'd say it's all the talk of Transformers that's bringing him in, but the bot's in. But you know, I've been talking about Transformers for like the last 7 months, so you know, if that was going to happen, it would have happened earlier. Don't have more orange asterisks, Capri Sun. That'll, like, that's how they get you. They latch it into your brain. And then you feel like it's a real drink. Okay. Alright, I might actually call it a day once I've done this, because I have been up for a very long time, and I believe I may need to have a cup of tea and a little snack, and then go to bed. For I did wake up at 3 in the morning, which is not when you should wake up. That is a bad time to wake up. So a 900 convertible with Autobot symbols instead of the car brand symbols today. I have a soft spot for when people do that. I remember seeing like I can't remember, what was it? It was, I think it was like a fucking Honda Civic. But it had its like car badges replaced. I think it was a Decepticon symbols. And I don't know. That's just a cute little thing to do. It's like not too overt. It's kind of nice and subtle. I don't know, if I had a car, I'd probably have to try very hard to not do that. But fortunately, for everybody, I don't have a car on account of the fact that I can't drive. Oh good, everywhere here is radioactive. I had mist being just endlessly irradiated. Oh good, okay. Okay, like, I can see trees, so I know that there's stuff down there, but that was a bit of a terrifying leap of faith there. Oh, hey, there's my factory. It's quite big. And much... how much more neatly organised is that than the other one we did? It's the only car mod I understand emotionally and literally. Good though. Legit though, I have a worrying craving for juice pouches now that they are the funnest way to drink juice. I understand that. Sometimes the form factor of something is just pleasant. Could even call it yeah, I know. It's like organized, and it's not. This is like before the prettification really begins either, because like I need to like add decorative elements to the outside and actually enclose everything. I just wanted to, you know, be a bit closer to the final form before doing it. Yes, we're going to yassify the factory. It's going to do that hand pose thing that I can't really describe. Did you forget the worst vehicle in this game? Which one? The weird Elon Musk thing? No, I don't know how to do it, nor do I care to look. Because I know it's in the game as a joke or something, but I never bothered to look up how to get it. I try to forget that he exists. Yeah, it's a piss take of the Cybertruck. I hope it's terrible. It has square wheels. Excellent. I didn't even know that. I should probably look up how to do it just for a thing. Yeah. I see, Modhail, I see that the BBC is continuing its fine stance of the best reporting then. What was he doing? Oh, yes. Interesting. Okay, so I guess I can't do anything with the box site yet, even though I've got it. Because normally when I found something, I guess because I am kind of sequence breaking here a bit, because you don't really have anything to do with it until the next step. But I was wondering if I could do some research with it or something. But evidently not. Okay. Oh, my sympathies. 8-hour kitchen shift. That sounds thoroughly unpleasant. You know what? News, you are 100% right there. The BBC in question was not the British Broadcasting Corporation. This when I said I think I need to go to bed, I think that just confirmed it, didn't it? Anyway, yeah, so I don't know what I really achieved in this stream. I guess I built some stuff. I built the trains and I went on an explore. And we talked about a lot of sci-fi, which is always a good use of time, I feel. But yeah, I shall now head off and try not to get confused between large throbbing cock and a long-established public broadcasting company. I've sucked a lot of penis, and not once accidentally. I mean, fair. I like the idea that like you go in a place and then you look up and you look down and you go, holy shit, I wasn't paying attention, I was just idly sucking this dick, you know. It can happen. Train was done, stream was good. This is true. Combly Wombly Capri, so oh good lord. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna go because I am apparently starting the fragile fabric that holds my mind together is apparently collapsing in front of me. But yes. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching. For one, I'm very grateful for people watching, and also for everyone who donated and subscribed and stuff. I'm really super grateful. Makes things a lot simpler and a lot more full of grocery shopping. So thank you, legitimately. And also, as soon as I do this, I am going to go and set live another mailbag video. So if you do want to see some more of the bullshit that is the Snipe and Wib cinematic universe, there'll be something going up in a couple of minutes. So yeah. It's a long one as well. It's like half an hour. So yeah. I'll bid you all good night, and you take care of each other. Bye bye. Oh wait, fuck no. Raid. Fucking raiding. I need to raid a person. There we go. I forgot. No one I know is fucking online. Good. Does anyone know a good person who is online right now? Someone who preferably is not a bastard. Oh! I thought I was... I thought we were following them. Evidently not. Well then. Well, everybody, go say hello to Steph for us. For they are a very good egg. And yeah, I will bid you all good day. Bye-bye.